Hi, Devorah Harrow here, and I want to talk tonight about this incredible 36-hour window that we have right now. I've been talking about, if you've been listening to my other vlogs or been seeing my posts on Facebook, I've been talking a lot about the fact that in ER, in this lunar month, the Taurus month, we have this huge energy of healing. The ER stands for Ani Hashem Rofecha, it's the acronym. And I am God, your healer. And some people say that all healing is sourced in the energy of this month. There is incredible potential for people to really come to huge healing breakthroughs during this month, physical, emotional, etc. And it's definitely been seen for me in my personal life, with clients that I've been working with friends that I've been talking to. So many people are coming to incredible clarities and also going through extreme physical healings. And particularly, people started feeling it very much over the past few days when we were heading into the full moon, which is tonight and tomorrow night, and probably also in 2 nights. The full moon of Taurus, and full moons are always the height of the energy of whatever that month signifies. Now, besides for the energy of the month, there is always a theme that comes with each year, with each zodiac cycle. And this year, it has been very much the whole idea of personal redemption. And it's not just me that's been talking about this. Rabbanim have been talking about this. Healers have been talking about this. It's something that you see even before the theme becomes clear. You see that everyone's talking about it, and then it's like, oh, this is the theme of the year, because it's just in the energy. And so people are just going to keep talking about it because this is what people are experiencing. And this is just what is felt. And so those who feel it speak it, and more people feel it and see it resonating for them in their own lives. So the healing potential that exists right now, and especially in these next 36 hours, and I'll explain why, is about personal redemption. So how did these things come together? So what the past 2 years, 3 years even, have been very much about clearing out. It's kind of been this feeling that God has kind of lost patience with, or I don't want to say lost patience, but we've all been doing our work, and we're all talking about our problems, and we're all dealing with stuff. And God's like, enough with this dealing, let's just move on. Right? Because sometimes when we're so into dealing with something, we're so into the fact that there's something that we're healing in our lives, we can stay circling this idea and be so involved with it that we don't actually move on quickly. We keep circling the same thing over and over. And God is saying, let's move on. Let's just move forward. And he just kind of shook everything out of us over this course of the past few years. And it's been very much what keeps coming out for me is like this rag doll that God just like shook out, and all the extra pieces that aren't necessary just like fall out. And that's what's been happening for us. So all these layers, like another thing, every morning we say Modani, we say, thank you, God, for this new day. Thank you for cleaning our souls and giving them back to us and giving us this new day, a new opportunity for growth and health and healing and being what you put me here to be. And yet we insist on taking our crap with us from yesterday. Excuse my language. We insist on taking the baggage from yesterday and bringing it into today. But God just cleansed us from it. So why are we bringing it with us? Because we like to be involved in this thing that we're working on. And so right now it's like, enough. Move forward, be the people I've brought you here to be, shine the light I brought you here to shine, and get on with it already. It's very much a time of claiming our destiny and claiming our light, and God just wants us there already. So what is happening right now? So along with all of this, right now the era that we're in is Yesod Sheba Yesod. Just like we count over the days of Sfirat HaOmer, we count different character traits and then different traits within that trait. And so too with the eras, and the Rabbanim, the rabbis, have divided up the span of time into these different eras. And right now where we're at is Yesod Sheba Yesod. the foundations of the foundations. And we see a lot of foundational stuff going on in the world, and I'm not going to talk about that right now. But another way to translate this is the fundamentals in the foundation. So let's get back to the healing that we're going through right now. After these 2-3 years of God shaking all these things out of us and all the clearing and healing that we've been going through and all this rising up into our own personal power that we've been going through, God has also brought us right now to this point where the deepest, most fundamental clearing is going on. And what does that mean in the world of healing? The fundamental wounds or fundamental stuff that we hold on to happens between the age of conception through 5 years. And during that span of time, anything that came up for us that we felt like we needed to defend ourselves against, or any wound that happened that our 0 to 5-year-old minds conceived as something unhealthy, set up a pattern for ourselves for the next until today, and has caused us to live in some way in pain or in an unhealthy pattern, with knee-jerk reactions that no longer suit, with responses to things that don't seem befitting to who we are. They don't even resonate with who we are. And sometimes we don't even notice they happen because we've been doing it for 10, 20, 30, 50, 70 years. And these are the things that are clearing right now. So people can be feeling loads of clearing symptoms, whether it's stomach symptoms that are clearing, whether it's a lot of like allergy symptoms, and so there's clearing in the mucous membranes, etc. Whether there's headaches, aches in the joints, a feeling like you've just come apart and you need to be put back together kind of thing, and just feeling overall yucky, exhaustion. There's been huge exhaustion going on for these past few days. These are all signs that there's fundamental clearing going on. Invite it in. Now, beyond all that, we have a lunar eclipse going on at the height of the energy of the full moon of ER of Taurus, which is this totally cleansing, healing energy, all to do with personal redemption. And what does the lunar eclipse signify? Eclipses signify when we're going into the shadows and then coming back out to the light. And what it does is helps us explore and clear out and air out those darker places, those shadows. And where do you think those wounds from and those patterns of behavior that got set up from when we were in utero until 5 years old, where are they? Hidden in the deepest crevices, inside joints, inside the crevices in bones, inside the deepest parts of our cells, inside our bodies. And they've been held there, enclosed there, behind walls and behind layers and layers. And that's what's been clearing out over the past few years. And now we've gotten down to the tiniest membrane. And even that, probably you've been feeling symptoms over the past few days of that clearing. And now we're at the point where the full moon is here. The lunar eclipse is going to be happening on Sunday night in the middle of the night here in Israel, towards the morning. And we're going to be coming into this ability, just like we have every morning, of waking up clear and new and not carrying this baggage with us. We have a unique opportunity for all of this to clear out. To me, it feels like, okay, so if dirt gets packed in hard in a certain area, right? And then you try to hide it, so it gets really, really packed in because you put all these layers on top of it. And so now what do you need to do if you decide you're ready to clear it out? First, you need to uncover it with all these layers. Then you need to get in there with a shovel and really start to scoop out all this dirt. And then what happens when dirt's been pushed into an area for a long time? There are going to be places where it's stuck to the walls of wherever it's been hiding, to the crevices. You need to get in there with a feather, with cleaners, with maybe a blower, and just really clear it out. Really get in there with your finger and toothpicks and the clay and just a toothbrush and really, really, really clear it out. Think of it, but being done in a gentle way, because we're talking about our bodies and we're talking about places that have been holding on to things that are very vulnerable for X amount of years, decades sometimes. So see it all as happening in a very, very gentle and loving way. See it all as happening, conscious of it or not. Set an intention that over the next 36 hours, this healing and clearing happens for you. And however it comes to you, you should be able to receive it with ease and grace and accept that this is the process that your body needs to go through, whether it's painful, whether you start crying, whether you get irritable, whether you feel like you need to dance it out, whether you feel like you need to go for a huge massage because everything just aches, and whatever you feel is going on in your system, please accept it with grace and say, God, let this be for healing. God, let this be for healing. Let this be for my highest, best good. And watch as that unfolds. And then wake up, God willing, on Monday morning, feeling this newness, embracing this clarity and this cleanliness that has gone through your system, through the lunar eclipse, through taking advantage of this tremendous coming together of all these different things. The fact that it's personal redemption, ER, the Taurus full moon, when all this energy is at its height, the healing, the personal healing for our personal redemption is at its full height, and then the lunar eclipse bringing us into our shadow side so that we can clear that out and shine light on it, which means we then fill up that empty space with love and move forward with healthy patterns and with healing and filling up ourselves more with love. So areas where we got, where we maybe closed ourselves off and didn't allow good things to happen to us, and that was subconscious. Sometimes people find that if something good happens in their lives, automatically something bad will happen because there's a subconscious preset that if I have something good, it's going to get taken away. Someone else can be going through life and being really, really, really healthy, and then all of a sudden they'll have this huge crash. Their bodies just can't anymore. These are all patterns that can get set up at such a young age, and we're going to clear these out of our systems now. Whatever it is for you, just allow it to happen. Allow it to happen. Again, whether you're conscious of this reason or not, of what the trigger is, of what the pattern is, just set your intention that it should happen. If anyone would like to go deeper, take advantage of this portal for the next 36 hours, but certainly also for the next 2 weeks while we're still in ER in the Taurus moon. Take advantage, set up healing sessions for yourself. You're welcome to go on to my website, beitroga.com, and set up a one-on-one healing with me. I've been doing these healing sessions with people over these past few weeks, and incredible clarity and healing has been coming up for people. Over 60 and 90-minute sessions, they walk away with instant clarity. So I invite you to do that if that calls to you. And in the meantime, here is to an easy 36 hours as your body goes through this tremendous clearing. All right, sending love. Have a wonderful week.